Hello there and welcome back to the Aztecs. Last time we did some more colonizing, we snatched a Castilian province, which turned out to be really costly. It actually cost me 110 admin points to core said province, so I have no idea if I want to try and do that again. The cost is basically too high. And it didn't actually give me an overextension, which means that it is counted as a colony, which is incredibly expensive to core. And it's just 5 base tax though, so I have no idea what went on there, but not much I can do about it right now. We'll go ahead and upgrade our military tech here to Writer, level 10. And the maneuver value of my units increased by 25%. Culverin and Pedrero has been enabled, as well as Swassa Writer. So basically I have better cannons now and better knights. And other than that, there's not really much that will be going on. We'll keep on colonizing and we'll keep on the war with both England and I think Portugal going. Because again, there's no real... Are you joking? Are you seriously joking? Morocco has successfully invaded Portugal because I'm holding up their army over here. That's hilarious. They actually have taken down Morocco as well. Are you at war with? No. Morocco, what are you doing here? This is Moroccan conquest of Madeira. So there's Ireland? Yeah, that island. So Morocco is kicking Portugal and Aragon's ass. We have Scotland here getting England in a good position because I'm driving up their war exhaustion. And basically here I am doing a lot of stuff that makes for some interesting scenarios. We might even have the Moors come back. So that could be fun. I could really create some very interesting scenarios in Europe with this. But I think for the time being we'll just again land back, focus on colonizing. I'll probably colonize the Caribbean and potentially do have 4 colonies done here by the time I actually make peace with Portugal. I think that is the safest bet. And then I'll probably just have to keep on going with Mali or south of Mali here, the African coast, and secure that before any of the other colonizing powerhouses, if you will, do so. But right now we're in a very good position. We got an extra colonies last time, and thus I should be able to run 6 colonies with no problems at all, which is wonderful. So I'll just sit back here and we'll see how this turns out. The war has now raged for 34 years, and it will probably rage for another 10 or 20. We'll see how this goes. So, of interesting things that I did not actually realize, the Portuguese actually do lead a personal union with Aragon, so I find it hilarious that I'm not at war with Aragon, but that's what happens once you wage a war forever. The Morocco didn't actually take anything, which is a disappointment of dimensions, but we have Pretender Rebels, we have Leonese Nationalists, Granada Nationalists, so Castile will probably break up, making it a lot easier for me to actually invade the area myself. Again, I know where 17,000 of these troops are, but it's far too little to actually make a educated guess on where to attack. But we have taken the second expansion idea, merchant +1, and I should probably start focusing a little bit of where I want to place my merchant per se, because of the fact that, well, let's just be honest here. I think it's about time that we start to try and push for basically moving things into the Caribbean zone and just keeping money there. But it doesn't actually have any trade value because everything is sent further down. So if I were to collect from trade here, I think I will most likely get a reasonable amount of cash. Well, not too much per se, but it's definitely helpful. And I'll probably also, once I get some more mercenaries, sorry, not mercenaries, but colonies, etc., start making some moves from there, because again we can create West African Charter, the South African Charter, the East African Charter, and we can use these as basically a way to get extra merchants to keep most and foremost my money here, but I can also then start moving money from India and into the Caribbean node, for instance. That could also be really helpful. So there's a lot of things that I can do to expand my empire per se. I also made a mistake that I suddenly have 7 colonies, that's why I've lost so much money, because 7 makes me lose money, 6 is just fine to actually earn quite a bit too, so can't complain on that score, but we'll deal with that as the time comes. Again, I'm going to just try and focus on getting some of the North American coast here before we start going south again. So it'll be interesting to see how this comes along, but as you can see, there's a lot of colonies going on with the islands, so I don't really have a concern at this point. We're colonizing really fast, and once I'm done with this idea set here of the expansion ideas, it's going to go a lot faster. So we'll just have to see how this pans out. But as of right now, it's going pretty well, I dare say. Also, this is what I will be getting once I'm done with my expansion ideas. As you can see, I'll get global settler increase plus 20, extra colonist, and plus 10 to global settler increase again. So again, it will allow me to colonize lightning fast. And I probably should have gone for that earlier. I didn't realize that I would get both, so my bad there. But it works. For now, however, we'll go back to just sitting and laughing. I'm pretty happy with the fact that I have 55% war score with England by just taking 2 provinces. But we do have some, again, here, Protestant zealots to deal with, and as such, we will again just sit back here and see what happens. I don't care if the Protestant flip Tyrone to Protestant, of course, because it's not a threat for me. Catholic, Protestant, I don't really care. So it's fine. For the time being, again, I'll just sit back, and if anything interesting happens, I'll go ahead and notify you. So, unfortunately, I did get my Emperor dead. We have a Regents Council. The council itself is fairly alright with 3-0. Basically, your average, elected ruler. The area is also fairly alright, but again, we're kind of falling behind here in military tech, but we should be fine because we're focusing mostly solely on admin, so that's a fair assessment. Also, I did have one more interesting thing that I was going to report, but that I completely forgot about, which is what exactly? Not the fact that it's still into back. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm actually being able to convert to provinces now. I got myself a advisor that has +2 to missionary strength, and that is wonderful because that allows me to deal with this. Why would you send a 2,000 troop here, Castile? I know that you're not that much of an idiot, but still, that is ridiculously stupid. That's the truth. That is ridiculously stupid. Because Portugal is actually building a fleet of their own. That's interesting. But Castile is definitely going to fall apart. Granadan nationalist, Leonese nationalist, only missing Galician nationalist, and then we'll be happy. But I'll just keep on colonizing here. It's going really, really well. We're producing dyes, for instance, and I don't see any way that things can go wrong right now. We're doing very, very good. And again, I'm not just at war with these guys to make sure that I can actually counter their, how should I put this, that I can actually counter their colonizing on their own, more or less. So that's really the only reason I'm currently doing what I am, to some degree. But Puerto Rico just got completed as a colony. That is wonderful, and I'll just send troops to where I believe I will create colonies next. But as I said, I'm going for just getting the islands here complete before anything else, and then we'll go ahead, focus on North America, try and get as much of the coast as possible before we end the war with Portugal. Again, it's just to make sure that I have the Portuguese and Castilian colonizers under my control, more so than anything else. So, should be very straightforward. We got another idea here, the faster colonist, which gives an increase in global settlers by 10 per colony per year, which basically means that it's going pretty rapidly. I get 80 people per year, and also have a chance of getting extra settlers. So once I get to 110 people a year, it's going to go very, very quickly, which is very good here. Portugal has apparently broken, Aragon has broken free from Portugal's hold. They're no longer in a union with them, which is interesting. And again, Portugal is actually in a Regent Council right now, but Castile is definitely falling apart. I'm not sure if Granada has cores on all of this now, but if Granada breaks free as this big of a nation, then things are going to get really interesting. France is also falling apart, apparently. Their war with Austria, I would presume. Brittany, Burgundy, and Dauphine, Savoy, yeah, they're definitely falling apart. Burgundy has kind of become a powerhouse here, and Scotland just beat England pretty severely there. Pretty nice. Other news, Ottomans, Candace still around. Karakonu seems to be doing alright, to be perfectly honest. They are not doing bad, let's just put it that way. Mamluks are done a little bit of expansion, not much. Interesting things in Europe, not really anything here I can say except for Lorraine. They're a little bit bigger than usual. Genoa has taken an Aragonese island, but other than that, not really anything out of the extraordinary just yet. I'll sit back and deal with the English, apparently. We'll take a chance here. I'll try and challenge the English fleet, but I might just lose my fleet now. We'll see. Maranhão just became a full-fledged colony. I think I'm just going to borrow these guys because they're not being used to protecting colonies as of this moment, and I'll use them to beat down the English troops. But I did not expect England to even send some troops here, so it's a little bit surprising. And again, this is a battle that I will most likely lose. We have less shit, and also they're also using Uri characters, so this could actually be beneficial to me. Because I think I can inflict at least some damage to the fleet. Of course, I'm losing ship myself, but it is perfectly fine. I can just rebuild them. I have the money for that now, and I should probably just upgrade this fleet ages ago. But even so, I did inflict some damage to theirs, and that is good. But as I said here, I think it's time to do some fleet building. So how about we create a combat fleet, basically. A basic combat fleet, and I'm just going to make it. I kind of want to be a little bit helpful, and I think I'm going to make it like this. Maintenance cost 1526. That's a little bit too expensive a fleet, so I think we'll just go for a very simple one here. It's going to cost me 10,000 ducats to build, but I think it should be good enough to combat most of the things that my enemies can send against me right now. Hopefully, at least. We'll go back and get the 70,000 men that are here, and we'll use these guys to fight the English. I should probably focus rather than. Yeah, I need a proper fleet wall, I think, before I want to, well, properly invade Europe per se. So I think we're going to go ahead and just focus on that first. And it's going to take a while before I can even invade Europe to begin with, because of the fact that I need a lot of things to go my way before that. Anyways, England is now just 2 techs behind us, but we have better troops, so we should win this fairly substantially, even with negative modifiers. Now, this is one of the battles that I hate. The fact that a completely crushed army can give that much of a, well, get that much of a vengeance when I attack them is a little bit surprising. I'll send these guys to the Philippines just for interest. They'll probably just be destroyed, but that's fine. And other than that, I think I might want to upgrade this navy more than anything else. Fleet needs to be in one of my ports, but again, it's one of those things that should be fine. But we'll keep on colonizing it. Jamaica just became a full-fledged colony. With that, we can prove that. Now, I don't have any colonists actually running around. I'm 2 colonies down, which is surprising. All things considered, I'll recall you, and I'll recall you. There we go. And we'll send you to this one, and I'll send you to that one. And again, yeah, we are doing very well in terms of colonization. So I think I'm going to just end it here, and we're going to continue this colonization adventure next time, because it's going really, really well. All I really have to do now is just wait, and everything will be ours sooner rather than later. And hopefully I can then deal with my enemies. The Portuguese War has now raged for 42 years and doesn't have an end in sight, so it'll be funny to see how this goes. And talking about that, I should probably also go ahead and reduce war exhaustion to make sure that I don't get the call for peace thing. Granada has broken free, and it looks kind of interesting here. We have a Catholic Granada, and the Portuguese just, well, they are embargoing Portugal. Wow. Portugal is weak though, so Granada, if they want to wage war on Castile or Aragon, this is probably their moment. That's enough. And I'm a little bit unsure here, but if I can ally myself with these guys, that would actually be pretty great. But I'll just wait here, and we'll see how things turn out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.